Hello students, so in this session we will be practicing some more active passive examples. So let us move on. Like, he gave me a toy. These are active sentences. We have to convert them into passive ones. Now, he gave me a toy. So first a toy, we will start with a toy. A toy gets converted into was given to me by him. And there is another you can say way of doing this as well. There are two ways, both are correct. First is a toy was given to me by him, and then next is I was given a toy by him. They both are correct. A toy was given to me by him, or I was given a toy by him. Two ways to express it into the passive form. Next also, she taught us French. So, we'll start with French. Was taught to us by her. So this is the one form. Next is or. We can also going to write that we were taught. We'll start with we were taught French by her. Both ways are correct. Either French was taught to us by her or we were taught French by her. Both are correct. Next, I told them a story. Similarly, a story we'll start with. A story was told to them by me. I'll get converted into me. A story was told to them by me. Or they were told a story by me. Similarly, both are correct. So, any version you can just pick. Now, shut the door. Examples like shut the door, help the poor, open the door. They are sort of imperative sentences, or you can say simply shut the door means you are ordered by somebody to shut the door or to open the door, and help the poor is basically the advice. So how we are going to convert such sentences into passive voice, sorry. So let the door be shut. This is the simplest way. You have to add on just let. But because why we are doing this? Because we don't know whether this is a command or an advice. Or you are ordered to shut the door. You are ordered to shut the door. Or again, you are requested to shut the door. Any possibility can come. They all are correct versions. Similarly, help the poor. Let the poor be helped. Next. You are advised to help the poor. You are advised to help the poor. Open the door. Let the door be opened. Similarly with the case, two cases. You are requested to open the door, or you are ordered to open the door. Similar. So these are the forms in which, if you don't understand what, either it's a request or it's an advice or it's a command or an order, so just simply take the let option. Let the door be shut, let the poor be helped, and let the door be opened. So now moving on to next sentences. So the next example is, do this work now. So what are we going to do? We'll take this work should be done now. Do this work now. This work should be done now. Please don't make a noise. Whenever this word please comes, it means you are requesting somebody. Request is presented out in the form of please. So please don't make a noise. Please will get converted into you are requested. Okay, please converts into you are requested. Now this don't means do not. Okay, so how will this converted into passive? Not to. This do not becomes not to. This is how it gets converted. So now you are requested not to, simple, make a noise. Make a noise. Okay. Similarly with the case, don't pluck flowers. You are ordered, don't will get converted into not to pluck flowers. Okay. Since don't pluck flowers, it's an order, we assume it, because it's not a request sort of a thing. So we are just saying you are ordered not to pluck flowers. You must follow the rules. Over here, you are ordered to follow the rules. Must is a compulsory thing, that is which cannot be escaped. So that means it's an order. So we are taking it as you are ordered to follow the rules. When did you do this work? Now the question forms will come. Did, when we convert did into passive form, it changes into was. So when does not change. When did changes into was. When was this work will come as it is. When was this work? Do changes into done by you. When was this work done by you? Next. Why did you hate him? So over here, why will not change, did will change. So we'll do this. Why did will change into was, him will change into he, hate will change into hated by you. So why was he hated by you? So these are the question forms. Let us move on to more examples. So let's check out now. Who taught you French? Whenever we convert who into passive, it becomes whom. Whom. Who changes into who. And we took by whom. Okay. By whom were you taught French? Who will change into whom, and so by whom were you taught French? This becomes a question. Now, how did you do this sum? How does not change. How did will change into was. How was this sum do changes into done. How was this sum done by you? Okay. Now, can you ignore him? Can will remain can only. Can, him will change to he. Can he be ignored by you? Can he be ignored by you? Now, may God bless you. These are the exclamatory sentences. So, over here, how we'll change them? May will not change. May will be as it is. So, may you, bless will change into may you be blessed by God. This would be the change. So, may God bless you. May you be blessed by God. This is the exclamatory sentences. May you be successful. Now, may will not change. May will be as it is. May you be successful would be blessed by success. May you be successful becomes may you be blessed by success. In this sentence, he was called a joker. We don't know how or who is telling him. The subject is unknown, so we can choose our own subject. We can apply our own subject to it. For example, they, we, officer, anybody else for that matter. So, how will this be converted? They called him a joker. They called him a joker. This is how it gets converted. Now, next thing, my tie has been stolen. Means nobody is named who has stolen. So, somebody has stolen, isn't it? So, we'll take somebody has stolen my tie. Somebody has stolen my tie. I had suffixed this to be somebody. Over here, I called it they. They elected him president. Him will change it to he. Elected, he was elected president. By them is optional. He was elected president. This by them, even if you don't write, it's correct. So, he was elected president. They elected him a president, he was elected president. Simple. Okay? Now, we'll be doing some typical sentences about active and passive. Let's begin. Some typical sentences. It is time to say our prayers. So, in these sort of sentences, when it is time, this phrase is used, we copy it as it is. How? This. is time for our prayers to be said. Say becomes said. It is time, will come as it is, for our prayers to be said. Okay, this is how they get converted. Next, I know him. Him will convert into he. Know becomes he is known to. I becomes me. I know him. He is known to me. 7 days make a week. So, 7 days make a week. So, we'll start with a week. A week is made of 7 days. A week made of 7 days will come over here. 7 days make a week. A week is made of 7 days. Iron feels hard, quinine tastes bitter, and rose smells sweet. They are the other typical sentences, and let's see how they get converted. What we do is, iron will remain as it is. Iron is hard when felt. Iron is hard when smelt. Okay, this is how it gets converted. Iron is hard when feels becomes felt. Now, quinine tastes bitter. So, quinine will not change. Quinine is bitter. We'll employ then. Taste will become tasted. Quinine is bitter when tasted. Similar is the case with rose smells sweet. So, rose is sweet when smells converts into smelt. Rose is sweet when smelt. So, now let's do other examples. The jug contains milk. Over here, what we'll say, milk contains, is contained in the jug. The jug contains milk. Milk is contained in the jug. It surprised all. Sentence is, it surprised all. So, all were surprised at it. It surprised all. All were surprised at it. Your habits worry me. So, me is going to be converted into I. I am worried will change into worried. I am worried at your habits. We use at over here in conversion of these. I am worried at your habits. Next, God helps those who help themselves. Obvious. Now, we'll start with those. Those who help themselves. We'll copy out this whole sentence. Those who help themselves are helped by God. Those who help themselves are helped by God, and this is the fact. Now, whenever a sentence has may, might, can or could, in these sort of sentences like I may be thinking, or I might be thinking, or I can be thinking, or I could be thinking. We change them into I might have been thinking. In this, I may, might, can or could, even if it has might, it will change into might as well. May will change into might will remain as it is, can will also change into might, and could will also change into might. I might have been, what's the other sentence? Thinking. So, just take care of this only, because these are the 4 options and you just have to put in one might. He couldn't have brought it. It couldn't have been brought by him. It couldn't have been brought by him. He will become him. So, next. She had done her work. So, her work had been done by her. Simple. Her work had been done by her. Now, next sentence. He could have avoided the disaster if he had been careful. So, over here, we'll start with the disaster. The disaster could have been avoided. The disaster could have been avoided by him if he had been careful. He could have avoided the disaster if he had been careful. What we are going to do? We will start with the disaster. The disaster could have been avoided by him if he had been careful. You just have to copy this out. Now, next is the question, does she see him? Does converts into is or are. Almost does converts into is because him is also there, and do converts into are, whereas does converts into is. So, does would be is. Him changes into he. Is he, see changes into see. By her. Is he seen by her? May you do well. It's a sort of wish, it's a sort of prayer. So, it is prayed that you may do well. It is prayed that you may do well. Okay, is that clear? I hope so. And now, up till now, we have been doing conversion from active to passive. Now, let us do the other way around, that is from passive to active. Let's do the change. So, now for converting passive into active, what we do is, this is our passive sentence, one's promise should be kept. So, its active form would be one should keep one's promise. One should keep one's promise should be kept. Okay. Now, the drama is being acted. This is the ing form. Okay. So over here, we don't know who's acting the drama. So we'll put on students, or we can put on they, or participants, anything. So students are acting the drama. Students are acting the drama. It will become the drama is being acted. He was appointed minister. So over here, again, by whom? We don't know. So we'll say people appointed him minister. We'll supply our own thing. So people appointed him minister. Of course, minister is elected by the people. So people appointed him minister. Next, by whom are you taught French? So by whom is the passive version of who. So by whom will convert into who. Taught French means who teaches you French. Who teaches you French, and its active form would be by whom are you taught French. Bulb was invented by Edison. Simple. Edison invented bulb. Okay, Edison invented bulb. Is he taught by you? Is changes into do or does. But you, with you, we always use do, not does. So we'll write do. Do you taught becomes teach, he becomes him. Do you teach him, or is he taught by you? So now next, moving now to next. Have my orders been carried out by them? So over here, have will not change. Have, them will change into they. Have they carried out my orders? Have they carried out my orders is the active form, and have my orders been carried out by them becomes the passive form. The story was eagerly enjoyed. Enjoyed by whom? Anybody? So we'll put on they. They eagerly enjoyed the story. They eagerly enjoyed the story, and the story was eagerly enjoyed. So now, the proposal has been rejected by the authorities. So, we'll pick up the authorities. The authorities has been rejected. So, simple, rejected. The authorities rejected the proposal. The authorities rejected the proposal. Next, the wounded persons were taken to hospital by the police. So, police will come. First, the police were taken, took the wounded persons to the hospital. The police took the wounded persons to the hospital. So this finishes your active and passive conversion. I hope you have understood, and go through over them, go through the notes, and I hope everything gets Cleared out? Thank you.